This is a story called The Maze by Denise Avard, written in 1994. It all started when a group of friends decided to go away for the weekend. Dee, Jane, Jenna, Debbie, Tina. We all stayed in a hotel. Jane had hung out her toy planes to dry after painting them all, while Tina was at the bar flirting with some guy. Debbie was making jokes about Jenna's hair and Dee was secretly eating cake. She found out later the cake was not hers to eat and the lady come back and was searching for it. She said, "Where's my cake gone?" No one said nothing. Later that day we all went to dinner and Jane said her peas were cold. Tina didn't eat nothing as she saw lipstick on the glass and around her plate. She asked everybody if they liked her top. Dee didn't eat much dinner since she had eaten too much cake earlier. Debbie said that the waiter's hat looked like a cloakroom and we were all laughing, while Jane was happy to look up at the lights going round on the ceiling. Jenna fell onto the floor from drinking too much and was sick along the floor, and some man stepped in it. Splat! Debbie said it didn't matter because the guy was an arsehole anyway. Later we all went out to this place called The Maze. Apparently some never returned from it, and we were all a bit drunk. The maze is haunted. We all got there and Dee went to the left and Tina went to the right. Tina jumped out of her skin because a leaf fell on her hand. She ran back out again. Jenna and Debbie went inside and got a bit lost. Then Tina went back to the pub to look for the guy she had flirted with earlier, but she couldn't find him, so propped herself up again at the bar and got drunk. Dee, Debs and Jenna went further into the maze. Then Jane said she would try another part of the maze and she walked off daydreaming. She had lost one of her toy planes and the wing had broken off. We seemed to be walking forever and now we was lost, while Tina remained at the bar asking people if she was pretty. Dee and Debs went one way and Jenna went another. Jane went into another direction completely. Later Dee and Debs waited for Jenna and Jane in the middle. Jenna walked off with Jane and they took a bum turn. Jane wasn't there. Jenna shouted, Jane. But Jane didn't reply. Later Dee and Debs found their way to the exit of the maze. Jenna was still looking for Jane. Then Jenna realised she was alone and it was getting dark. A strong wind started to come up all of a sudden. We had to get Ray, the maze master, to go and find Jenna and Jane. Chris and his search party went in to look for them, but one of the search team, called Gary, was too busy the night before because he couldn't remember what he had done with his shoes.
I lost my shoes!
Jenna finally came out and then she saw Jane and ran back, shouting at her. Jane never replied and just walked off.
Jane! Jane!
Jenna came out of the maze again and the search party continued to look for Jane. Dee, Debs, Jenna went back to the hotel and saw Tina at the bar. She was still sitting there trying to hold herself up. Debbie said, "Look at the state of Tina. She fell off the stool twice."
plop.
We told Tina that Jane had gone missing, and Tina said she'd fallen into someone's beer. We all went back to our rooms, wondering what had happened to Jane. The next day we heard banging on the door and finally got into the locked room, and it was Jane. She had gotten herself locked in all night because she had gotten one of her toy planes jammed under the door. So Jane never came with us in the first place.
Locked in the door.
But she had dreamed that she was walking about all night in the maze. Later we contacted Chris's search party and Ray locked up the gates. Gary was still concerned about his shoes and ended up taking the night off through stress. Tina went back to the bar. Later there was Gary's shoes under the table, but no one knows how they got there, since Gary hadn't been to the bar and Jane wasn't in the maze, yet Jenna saw her in there. Sometime later, old bones were found in the maze under some bushes of an old sailor from way back. They even found his hook. They say the area was covered by water in the past. Old sailors used to come through there at night on trips with their flashlights. End of story. Denise M. Avard.